Hi, I'm Amy of Amy C. Brown Law Firm, and I'm a personal injury attorney. I handle general personal injury claims such as car crashes and slip and falls, and also maritime Jones Act personal injury claims, so fishermen, deckhands who get injured working aboard vessels. Today, I'd like to talk briefly about a few myths of personal injury claims. So, first, one I probably hear the most common is that it takes years and years to do a personal injury claim. And I do agree that the things can be slow and the courts can also be backed up and slow. But that's not necessarily the case for all claims. It really depends on the factors in your case and your situation and your injury. Typically, they say about 18 months, but of course, that's an average. If you file a lawsuit and go to court and you end up going to trial, then yes, that is going to take longer. I believe last I heard King County was about 18 months from the time you file until you get a court date, and that was shortly after COVID a couple years ago. So hopefully the backup is getting better, but yes, it can take a while from the time you file a lawsuit until you actually get a trial date. Arbitration is also an option that can be faster. Arbitration usually once you file, you could be in arbitration within 6 months, maybe even 3 months. So much faster option there for smaller claims. But then, of course, most claims don't even go into trial. So I would say probably 90% of my personal injury cases are settled without the need for a lawsuit, or lawsuit is filed, but we don't go into full litigation. We're not going to trial or arbitration. So most claims, you're not doing years and years of litigation. It's usually going to settle before you get to that point. A lot of what can take time and extend the length of your claim is going to be your injuries and your treatment. If your injuries are going to take a long time, it's been months, and you're in physical therapy or you're in chiropractic care, and 9, 12 months after the collision, you're still having symptoms and you're still recovering and getting treatments, then yeah, it's going to be at least a year because we can't really settle your claim or look to resolve it until after you're all better and done with medical treatment. Because the cost of your medical treatment and the extent of your injuries and the treatment needed to recover, of course, dictate the value of your claim. So you really can't start getting down to brass tacks and negotiations until you're all better and done with your treatment. So, really, I mean, I know people don't like to hear lawyers say it depends, but how long your injury claim is going to take to be completely resolved, whether it's settled, trial, or arbitration, is really going to depend on the injury itself and how long it's going to take in medical treatment for that injury to be resolved. And then, of course, whether your case has some issue that means it's going to have to be filed and go toward a jury trial or arbitration. So if you have questions about your claim and you're not sure and you think you may have a claim, you're not sure how long it would take or whether or not you want to pursue one, definitely contact a personal injury attorney. It never hurts to make sure that you know what your rights are, what your options are, and make sure that your rights are protected. So I'm Amy of Amy C. Brown Law, and I'm happy to talk today about car crashes and talk to you again soon.